Were being towards the end. Everything else seemed pretty standard and by the books. And speaking of which, I know someone who's going to be very happy. We're going to see a little bit of the BD being played by both members of the team as the aggression's already happening in the mid.
All right, well, we're going to crack those books open and get ready to write the next chapter. Jupiter and PSG eSports are vying for control of the middle. We're playing first in Brawl Ball, and wow, it's a big lead for Jupiter as they completely get a team kill up on PSG. They're moving in to try to get that goal, but defense from PSG is going to be able to hold the day for now.
Yeah, so they've been able to deflect it away. Nice use of the Jackie Super to try and pull in the Rosa and clear some space in the goal, but they were unable to get it through. So Coudier's side, they pass the ball back, waiting now for the Rosa to come and pick in. Rely to bring it forward, but Hagego goes in, gets pushed back by the Gadget. They're going in for the kill. 10th, oh, huge super by Jackie to try and turn it around, but they've not got control of the ball, Woody.
Hagego just shut down that enemy team. Rely had a shot there to go in for the goal, but instead chose to suppress Milcreo. That's going to cost PSG as they're going to be forced back to their own spawn now. A kill from an excellent pull by Milcreo is going to give them a little bit of an opening, but having lost control of the ball, we're going to reset in the midfield now.
Slow down the tempo, static until they get full strength available. Great pull by Coudier. Into Milcreo. Here's the 3v2 to kick things off. Ball pass back to buy more time. Hagego not in range of the balls. It's passed downfield by Rely into the back corner. They take out Hagego and stagger the respawn coming in. This is on Milcreo. Gets pulled out the way. Now it's just on Tensai. Great use of the BB attack to remove him away and save it for his team. But the pressure's not off yet.
Not just smacking it back, but that's good. Scythe gets the goal, chopping through Jupiter. PSG take the first one.
And Hagego now have to come on the reset with Jupiter. Great pull by Coudier, shutting him down. But no, don't want to pull a Jackie with a super Woody as he locks them up, but they're able to turn it around adequately. Tensai cannot get on Coudier to finalize this kill and will lose his life for it.
PSG with only 20 seconds left to hold on here. It's all up to Jupiter, but they are going to have a hard time of it. The ball's been tossed back into the corner, and there's no chance to get that kick in there. Hagego doing his best to make the charge happen, but he is being completely suppressed by this red team. They've shoved it back into the corner once again, and that's going to be it. PSG gets the win for game number 1.
What a turnaround by PSG. All the aggression coming out from Jupiter to begin with. They played it calm and collected, and they were able to bounce back no matter what was thrown at them and play it patiently, wait for the opening, then go all out on the assaults.
If you thought that Jupiter was the kryptonite to PSG Superman, you're going to have to write that book again, because we have just got our first win on the board for PSG. They have been coming back with a vengeance now, not satisfied with their performance from April. They want to hold on to that #1 spot on the global leaderboard, and in order to do that, they're going to have to take on the best teams in the world. It just so happens that this match number 2 is going to be a smash in the face for one of these teams either way, Trid. So far, it's looking like PSG is the better prepared one.
For the time being, but it's very early days. We still have potentially another two games on this map before we go any further. So there's room for adaptation for both of these teams. Now, the comps were pretty much identical. There's nothing really changing there for them. If someone throws a spanner in the works, maybe that throws the entire book, as you're calling it, out the window.
Well, let's see what they pick for match number 2. Ooh, we're going to have Frank coming in on the bottom here for Jupiter. Big, heavy, beefy dude, and he can bust through those walls as well as soon as that super gets charged up. He's kind of sticking back, though, letting Hagego get in to do most of the up-front damage action here. Scythe, however, a great anti-tank counter, is dealing a ton of damage. Can't finish off Tensai, though, and that's going to give Jupiter the first opportunity to make an attack happen.
Great pull, opening it all up right now. Tensai has his super available. They're going to use, cancelled out of the Jackie super. Scythe will pick up that kill and shut down any hopes of an offense that Jupiter wanted to have. Great pull there by Coudier. Opens up the goal line for Scythe. Hagego's going to run out of the spawn point. Scythe's going to run alive, and Tensai with the catch just on the edge and cancelled out of his own super. The pressure's on, and Rely will walk it in for the first goal of this game.
If Jupiter were hoping that this comp switch-up were going to give them any advantage, they have got to be reeling from that last hit. PSG have come back even harder, busting through this heavy comp, denying so many super smashes from Frank, and once again, smashing through the competition. A 2-0 goal victory for PSG.
And they will take the first game in this series. We spoke a little bit about how Jupiter may have been lacking in other game types that are later on in this series. Well, they just got absolutely dismantled by PSG in that last matchup. So basically, the momentum has completely changed for Jupiter. They were the dominant team, and now they're playing from a position of weakness in comparison to PSG. That's very jarring to realign that headspace for yourself.
It is, but hey, we'll go back to April and remind everyone that Jupiter picked up the wins on a sweep 3-0 in Siege, Bounty, and Gem Grab. All three of those game modes are still up on the board and available for Jupiter to take it away. So hey, I'm not going to call it a fluke. We definitely know that PSG is one of the best teams in the world, and they certainly deserve that last win. But can they keep up the momentum against a team that has beaten them time and time and time again?
Well, that's what we've got to hope. And our next stop on our Brawl Stars World Tour is the Hard Rock Mine. We're going over the Gem Grab, which will be the map for this series. And looking at the map type, Woody, I'm thinking we're going to see a little bit of range coming out here.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance of that. This long-range map is really going to open up opportunities for brawlers like Brock to make an inroad here. You've got a lot of space to be able to move out, and just a little bit of those obstacles to kind of try to hide behind and poke out from, take a pop shot, and then move back to safety.
Yeah, so we're jumping into that next map as soon as we can. The teams obviously want to talk roughly about what they're going to be playing and get their strategies together. We want to give them a little bit of time. We don't want to just force them into the next one, but at the same time, we want to keep the ball rolling as well. So that should be coming on your screen as soon as we can get it.
Yeah. Well, we can go ahead and enter our predictions in here, Trid. What do you think for this Gem Grab map? Are you leaning toward Jupiter or PSG?
Hard to say. I would have been full speed ahead with Jupiter after that first game performance of the day. PSG have really come back. Looking at the compositions now, seeing Jupiter's side, I'm not too sure. I actually quite like what PSG are doing here, but let's get into the game itself. Hagego, over trying to keep Rely away, but gem control definitely in favor of PSG.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a bit better about this PSG comp. Tensai is insistent on playing Frank here, but I'm not convinced that he's going to get the value that they're looking for. Scythe has been playing really well all day long so far in the past couple of games, so expect to see him get lots of consistent damage with this Carl. That shot is really hard to avoid, and you see Tensai just basically suppressed on that backline, not really where Frank wants to be.
Hagego trying to clear some space just with his presence, but he's lost a lot of HP, and Scythe's going to pick him up on the back end. Means Eddie Hope of an offense that Jupiter had has now been shut down. Rely going aggressive on Tensai. The pull's there, but Carl tries to turn it around. McCray stays alive until the last moment, but he will go down. They're too risky to go in. Hagego wants to try and find Coup the Ace. Great pull in there by Rely to relieve that pressure on his gem carrier, keeping it nice and healthy for PSG.
Yeah, and you saw the juke in there from PSG, kind of considering whether or not they should make that stab. Should they just try to go grab all those gems right now? As it turns out, they felt like it wasn't necessary. They were already ahead 7-3. No need to push it even further. They're going to reclaim control of this middle as soon as they can. Scythe having a bit of difficulty over there on the left side with Hagego, but finally taking him out. And once again, that's going to give PSG control of the middle of the arena. Up to 9 gems now as soon as Coup d'Ace grabs that. One more, we'll get to the countdown. Here.
Right, so a bit of a poor time to lose your member there, but Hagego's going to go on the offensive on Coup d'Ace and Scythe. Rely comes back in. He has the super available, wants to find as many people as possible. Actually draw back, maybe get into close ranks by going after Milcreo. Great turnaround there by Carl to keep Coup d'Ace and himself alive. And a cancellation of the Tensai super will seal the deal, and PSG take game number 1.
So many times I've seen this Frank get pulled off right when he's trying to send a super in, and you got to wonder what these players are using their gadgets for. Frank has got an amazing gadget that can cancel out any movement, denying ability, strum your opponents to ensure that the super goes off without a hitch. So maybe he had already used it all. Maybe he didn't think to use it in that moment right there. But, you know, 6 one way, half dozen the other. PSG are going to take the win in game number 1 for Gem Grab.
We should, if we see the Frank come out from Tensai again, because it seems to be something he keeps falling back on, we should take a look and really pay attention to the gadget usage, see if we can call it out and find out what's going on here. Because I agree with you, if you've got that kit built in, why isn't it being used, or is it being used at the wrong time? Because it's not just... When you're looking at the combo they're running against, it isn't just the Gene he has to worry about. It's also Jackie as well, who's going to be able to pull in and get that reposition by using their own super. There's a lot of things that could cancel out Frank, so I want to see if he's burning it or using it incorrectly.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard to tell, and of course there's only a limited number of uses for that gadget in each game, so these players have got a lot to juggle around in their minds, but PSG showing off some amazing skills, even in the last, most crucial seconds of that game, being able to deny that potentially game-winning super from Frank, just being able to pull him back at the right moment is what gave him the edge. Let's see if they can do it again in game number 2.
Okay, so the adaptations have come in. Tensai, I believe, is jumping on with the Rico instead, so they've got extra range and he's not as immobile as he once was.
Yeah, opting for that long-range style of gameplay like you mentioned before this set began. He's switching off now. We're yet to see which of the star powers he's chosen here. Robo Retreat can come in real handy, though, if he does wind up getting a few shots of damage off. Unfortunately, for the blue team, though, taking a hit over on the left side and losing some of their cover there. Tensai getting stuck and not able to get back out. Coup d'Ace has grabbed every single gem so far. Big advantage for PSG.
Only one for the side of Milcreo right now, so it's a 5-1 scoreline, and once the rest of the team go down, Tensai was fairly vulnerable on the Rico. Hegego's going forward with his super, trying to trade off with Scythe, but Kudies can now just come back and 2v1 him in the back line while Milcreo and Tensai keep Rely at bay.
Yeah, Rely has just been oppressing this Jupiter backline, not giving them any chance to move in. And wow, even grabbing a kill on the enemy gem carrier, that's going to be an awkward result for Hagego. Grabbing a couple of gems now and trying to push back up while PSG are very, very close to winning it all here. They just need to get the grab, and there it is! Beautiful
system!
Coup d'Ace!
The delivery system onto Kudies will seal them the deal. 12 gems in play, all in favor of PSG. They have 10 seconds remaining, and they can walk this one in, Woody, without a hitch. Tensai trying to find the angle on those shots. It will not be there, and Kudies will take map number 2.
Well played to PSG. Their domination is continuing strong here in this second set. This match is a best of 5, so with 2 on the board already, they're coming awfully close to stealing this series, much in the same way Jupiter did last month. Revenge is a dish best served cold, and it's feeling pretty frigid in here.
Revenge lineup, yeah, we need to think about that as well, because PSG, I know they were disappointed with their performance last month, and starting off strong is always the best way to do it. And if you take out Jupiter, and you watch the performance in our first game of the day, you take out Jupiter, you should be feeling pretty good about taking out OP Noob next.
Oh yeah, absolutely. OP Noob performing pretty well in that first match, but not really up to the task yet, if you ask me, of going up against one of the best teams in the world, as we've seen here from PSG ESPORT, playing at the top of their game this month. A 2-0 set lead right now against Jupiter. Another really incredible team picking up that victory from match number 1. We're going into set number 3 now, and I'll remind you once again, last month, Jupiter got the win in Bounty against PSG ESPORT. So can they make that happen again, or has PSG found the secret sauce to get that sweep?
You'd think so, or you'd like to hope so, Woody, considering, how defeated they were. And I don't mean that in the literal sense. I mean, if you just took a look at the social media, a lot of the players were talking about how much that kind of loss in their performance last month really did hit them. So that's going to be the great motivator for them to make the improvements that we're looking to see on this particular map type, and also enough to get them over the finish line and claim that victory and complete the revenge story.
That's right, Trade. And something else to remember here is that PSG is not a team that so far this year has claimed complete victory in any of their matches. In March and April, they had match losses each time. So it's not necessarily about which team is going to, get that one victory that they need and qualify for Worlds. It's all about the long haul, about learning from your mistakes, leveraging your persistence, being able to build upon that, deep basis of skill that a team like PSG has had for many, many months now. It's really showing up for them this month, and I wish them the best in set number 3.
Jumping onto it right now, so here it is, Deeper Danger. We got the Tick, we got the Gene and the Brock for the side of Jupiter. But it comes round, PSG, yet again, Jackie, Rosa, putting so much stock into these brawlers, and this time they're bringing Poco to the field.
It's all red in the middle here. Center field control by PSG. Hard to deny. That is going to be a 3-3 tie, though, as Jupiter do strike back. A shot there from Milcreo is able to clear out some more of the middle here. And I think that this is a match that, as time goes on, you're going to see Jupiter starting to gain more and more ground. Tensai running. Tick here is going to be able to just drop so many bombs onto this map, making it very difficult for PSG to move up. Lots of concussive damage just coming in and shoving back every attempt that PSG have made so far to move back into the action. Still a tie, though, 3-3 stars overall.
Okay, gets the pull on the side, pulls Poco into the back line, so they're going to change the all in their favor. They'll go the ace, and Rely going in, they clean up big on the back line. They need to make that connection to get the stars, and they've equalized. Oh, no escape, no rest for the wicked. Gego pulls him back in and makes sure they keep the lead.
Awesome job there to Jupiter coming back. Even though they got a big hit on the chin, they shoved PSG back up into their spawn and left those heavy-hitting brawlers too far away to get the damage in. Really nice pulls from Hagego, once again proving why he got that MVP award from the first match. I think he's got a chance of getting it again if only he can manage to get this win in the bounty.
Scythe needs to wait a few seconds longer before he goes in with his team. He hasn't got the heal available. They're going for the pins. Kudiash just needs to get in position. They try to isolate one. Great use of the gadget to get away. They're going on 10. Great escape, but Rely is going to pincer. Another one! In the corner. Wait, Scythe able to find him and get out carefully. 5 seconds remaining for them as Kudiash acts as a deterrent. They should be able to get away with this one. His Scythe stays
going
alive.
down.
Oh, one down, but it's not enough. 17-16, and PSG are one step closer to taking this series.
An uncharacteristically high-scoring bounty game, 17-16, lots of kills and lots of momentum swapping on both sides. But it all came down to that cornering at the end. Jupiter able to grab that beautiful lead, but not able to hold on to it for very long.
Able to just push them into the corner and find these easy pickups when it comes to stars. PSG escaping with a 1-star lead, though. So Jupiter are far from out of this matchup. And you really saw the power of that composition when it came round to these coordinated assaults. Get everyone's supers online, press them into a corner, and really close that gap and abuse the fact that you are stronger when you get up in their face.
I gotta say, I was really impressed by Rely in that last game. It takes a lot of fortitude to take so many hits as Rosa and then find the opportune moment to just shove it straight into your opponent's face. He cornered both enemy brawlers who were hoping to stay long range, but just didn't have the damage output necessary to knock those two beasts down. Well done to Rely there, grabbing a 1-star win for PSG ESPORTS.
Yeah, the discipline was incredible by Rely. Definitely a standout player for that particular match as we move into what could be our final round, Woody, as we head into another attempt at Deeper Danger. Jupiter running the same comp. This time PSG are going to try and match him with some of the range by bringing out a Brock and a Gene.
Will we see that 6-0 shutout that PSG have been looking for so many weeks now? Maybe. Picking up the first star there from the center. PSG are going to gain control of the mid as well. A nice positional advantage for them as they're hiding in those bushes. Hard for Tensai to get a clear shot on them.
Well, Tensai is going to try and hit them with that tick bomb, but nice pull in there, finds Hagego, tries to use his own gadget to open up the gap, but unable to. Scythe will pick up the first kill and really put this game in favor of PSG with a 3-star lead.
Even when Tensai is on the attack, pushing Rely back, he's got to be really careful. He doesn't have too many hit points, and a couple of rockets from Rely can...
Oh, Scythe.
Out of there.
He just walks up to him. Tensai playing very recklessly, I would say, on the tick.
Yeah, you know, it's all up to Tick to push the enemies into a manageable spot. He's one of the best brawlers in this bounty game mode, but he's not necessarily the one who's going to be getting the finishing blows there. Often you'd see that coming from Milcreo, maybe even after a pull from Hagego. So yeah, Tensai playing very aggressively, trying to force a positioning mistake from PSG, but it's not catching him that time.
But the head burst couldn't even get in to deal any damage, but now they're being compacted into the corner. This must be familiar. You did this to Jupiter last round, but they don't die. They're able to deflect the attack, keep themselves up. Crudy Ace, I think he's getting in position ready for a pull. Instead, he's going to deal damage for now. Sight, his buddy, sitting right on top of him to deal the damage and eliminate whoever gets grabbed in.
It's now or never for Jupiter. They've got to close the gap and only 10 seconds left to do it. All in. Milcreo goes for the shot, but is grabbed by Kudace. No shot. It's going to be a 2v2 lead for PSG. No way to come back at this point. Congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain, the sweep in match number 2.
That was the one person you didn't want to pull if you were Jupiter. You cannot pull Sight on a Jackie with a super online, because the second you do, you have to burn a gadget to get him out of range. You do not have the immediate burst on Tensai and Hagego to get that kill. And you see it at the end there, he has to cancel it out because they know they're not going to get away with it.
What a fantastic finish from PSG ESPORTS. Throw the stats up there on the board, and you'll see that despite a huge whopping damage lead from Jupiter, more than double damage dealt by Jupiter according to our stats here, they couldn't get the kills that they needed to pull ahead.
Kills have to be targeted, Woody. You can't just frag out. There are objectives in this game, and Jupiter have learned that lesson the hard way.
Well, you can just frag out in bounty, basically, but you get enough damage to finish them off.